There's this misconception that is very, very prevalent in the collective society, which is this notion that once something falls into a state of disharmony or disease, etc., just something is off or something has fallen out of place. Think about when people age, think about when people get sick, think about when people get hurt, or if there's just something wrong, okay? Things are not functioning as they should be. Things are not functioning in harmony or in balance or equilibrium. There is this notion that when that happens, that you're kind of stuck like that. It's almost like this idea that if something is broken, good luck trying to fix it. So we've been taught to spend a lot of our focus and our attention into trying to prevent things from getting broken in the first place. And there's this obsession with not making mistakes, not getting hurt, not getting injured, not falling out of balance, because it's like if you do, then it's game over. Then you're not going to come back from that. And this video, I wanted to talk about how this is a complete falsehood. You can come back from anything. You can heal disharmony no matter what it is, no matter how far gone you are. There is a way to return back to the perfection of harmony and synchronization with the whole of the universe and reality. When you think about health, there is a way to any condition that you have, you're not doomed to it, no matter what the doctors and professionals tell you. You are not, if you're still alive and you're breathing, there is a way to come back into a state of harmony and equilibrium and sense of wholeness and synchronization with everything else. I think this notion that you're kind of stuck with the disharmony if it arrives in your life, or if something happens in your life and things fall out of balance, that's just how it's going to be now, that is what perpetuates that experience. Because if you believe that once something falls out of harmony for you, that you're not going to be able to recover from it, or that it's going to be extremely difficult to recover from it, that belief system, that innate belief system in how you view your life experience, your reality, the truth of your existence, that is going to then prevent you from taking the steps that you need to heal the imbalances. So I've been thinking about this in the past few days. Actually, this is one of the core concepts that I feel I'm meant to share through my voice. This concept that harmony is achievable no matter what. You can always get back into a state of harmony. But I was thinking about it these last few days because I am studying a herbal medicine diploma program, and I just completed the course on nutrition. There's Nutrition 101, Introduction to Nutrition. And combining the information and knowledge of nutritional science with the knowledge of herbal medicine, I began to really see that every physical ailment that people around me have complained about or struggled with, I'm beginning to see exactly the places of imbalance that are causing it, and also beginning to see the pathway to reconciliation, to rebalancing, to reharmonizing that ailment. And what's been so mind-blowing to me is that this is a very it didn't take much for me to become aware of these pathways. It was just some introductory herbal courses into herbal medicine and some introductory nutrition courses for me to realize that this is the case. And yet most people walk around feeling like it's almost like if an imbalance or a physical ailment hits you, it's like you've been possessed by some demon or something that is now not going to leave you alone. You can manage the symptoms, but it's not something that you can completely get rid of. But through the very basic level knowledge that I have studied over the past year, it's just becoming very apparent to me that any of this stuff can be fixed, can be healed. I mean, even if you months ago, I had written this post about how healing isn't meant to last forever. The concept of healing in our modern collective, it seems to be focused on this like perpetual management of symptoms rather than a actual identifying and solving the root cause. And I was made a post about it a few months ago because I was just thinking about it in the terms of mental health healing and healing from trauma and healing from my own experiences of being disowned by my parents. I was thinking about it on that and how so many years like being stuck in this perpetual like sense of like I'm healing, and how easy it can be to get stuck in that loop forever because the trauma happened, right? And unless you manually stop perceiving yourself as someone who is healing, you are constantly going to be on the hamster wheel of healing. But that was in terms of mental health, which felt more easy for me to understand. But now like grounding that same principle into physical body healing through nutritional science and herbal medicine, and it's the same thing. It's like your symptoms, the ailments that plague you, they're not meant to exist within your body and your system forever. They are signals that point to a way that you are living that is not conducive to a harmonious existence for you. Like ailments show up when you're moving forward in the world in a way that is out of alignment. And out of alignment meaning that there is a path that you, before you incarnated onto the planet, some other aspect of your awareness created this like quest and pathway and storyline and mission basically that you were here and meant to actualize and activate on earth on this physical plane. And so the further that you move off that path, the further that you get out of alignment and you start doing things that are not conducive to that predetermined path that you wanted to experience, the more that you begin to experience disharmonies in your life, especially like if you keep doing it, the physical ailments will start showing up because they're signals saying that you're, instead of moving with the current and with the flow of your life and with the flow of the universe and the cosmos, that you are trying to move against the current, and that like resistance and that constantly crashing into the current, that is what is causing the disharmony. Because the way that I see reality is kind of like in this geometric viewpoint where the whole of the cosmos is this like grand puzzle, okay? This puzzle is like this shape that is constantly moving. And every single thing that exists, when they are embodying their fully natural selves, in other words, they are embracing who they naturally are, who they were created to be, and they are acting in alignment with that, which then also puts them on their like path of purpose and alignment, etc., mission. When you are doing that, when you are fully being this is also like the concept of your authentic self, when you are expressing outwards as close as possible to the way that you are inwards, when there is that congruency between your inner self and your outer self, you're essentially forming the shape that you were meant to form in this great puzzle. Like you're a small piece of the puzzle, your friend is a small piece of the puzzle, every single person, place, and thing, and everything else that we can't perceive is a puzzle piece in this grand puzzle of the cosmos, okay? And the cosmos is built up by each of us existing. And if you exist, that means that you were needed to complete the puzzle. If you were not needed to complete the puzzle, you would not exist. So when we are acting and expressing authentically, we fit into the puzzle perfectly. And when you do that, that's when you experience this like greater flow of the cosmos being aligned with that and things feeling easeful and you just kind of being carried by the river of life. Opportunities like magnetized towards you without you having to put extra effort. And there's a distinction right here. There's a version of effort that feels really good. You know, like you're like putting your skills, like for example, even me making this video, sometimes I can feel like it's a little bit more effort for me to sit here and talk versus me just lying down, not talking, not being perceived, etc. There is more effort involved in me making this video. However, this effort feels good. This effort feels aligned. It feels like aligned action for me. I know it's aligned because it feels good. I'm enjoying this right now. Misaligned effort is when you feel like you are climbing a mountain that you don't really actually even want to climb. So when I'm filming a video I'm doing it in an unaligned way, I'm feeling the same effort, but at that point, the effort does not feel good. It feels hard in a way that I do not want to be experiencing. So when you are out of alignment with your shape, with your like authentic shape of the puzzle in the grand cosmos, you will experience that striving, trying, like really difficult energy, because it's like you're moving against the current, but there is that option to move with the current. So moving back to the topic of this video, whenever you have a physical ailment or any other ailment in your life, mental, there is a disharmony that you're perceiving in your existence, it's because there is some aspect of your puzzle piece, like you're not shaping yourself right. You're living in a way that is out of alignment with who you really are, who your authentic self is. And oftentimes it's like the signal. Actually, not oftentimes, every time when there is an ailment that comes up or dis-ease, it's because it's signaling that something is off. So when you perceive or when you absorb and integrate the belief that every disharmony that arises in your life has a pathway to restoration, you can begin to take that signal seriously and begin to ask yourself and your body and whatever aspect of you is experiencing that disharmony, you can begin asking it, what do you need to change in order to return to the greater flow, in order to realign to the current of your heavenly existence, okay? Something that I think a lot about and talk a lot about too is the concept of heaven on earth, materializing heaven on earth. Behind that is just this idea that when you are fully living in harmony with your authentic self, your inner self is expressed out in your outer self. There's a complete congruency. That's when you begin making decisions and taking actions that begin to materialize a heaven on earth reality for yourself. Because the inner harmony that you have been generating begins to reflect itself outwards. So again, going back to the physical ailments and all of that, it's like anytime something like that shows up, just know that there is a pathway for you to heal and that the healing process is not meant to take forever. So when I been studying like nutritional science, so Garrett, for example, my husband, he's been having these like digestive problems for a few years now. And for so many years, we've kind of just been like, well, I guess everyone has digestive problems. It's like so many of our friends and family members and stuff. There's like everyone kind of seems to have some sort of medical issue. And right now it's like annoying, but it's not really debilitating him. So we've kind of just pushed it back. We didn't really care about it that much. But now as I'm studying nutritional science and herbalism and all of this stuff, I'm just realizing, wait, this is actually not that hard of an issue to solve. There are like food intolerances here. There's like a misalignment in how you're eating, your process of taking in food, like how you're relating to food. There's these things that I can see that are the cause of this disharmony for him, in this like more difficult digestion for him. And so now, because I can see that, we're taking steps and I'm like actually beginning to achieve success in healing this for him. The next thing after this for him is he has this like chronic wrist pain. And when you go to like, when he's gone to like medical professionals or just talk to like people in conventional medicine, it's almost like they do take this approach of let's just manage the symptoms. But when you come from the medicine paradigm that I'm learning into, the more like holistic view where you see yourself a small part as the greater whole, it's not about managing, it's about curing. And doing not just curing by like giving some sort of chemical substance and being like, okay, great, you're cured. No, it's like about seeing the entire picture of his shape in the grand scheme of things, how he's living his life, how he's eating, just zooming out and looking at all of the different things that are connected to this process of eating and digestion for him, and then making the relevant changes, experimenting. Like I have this note on my laptop and my phone where we're tracking every single thing he eats and collecting data on like symptoms that show up. And then every week it's like I'm synthesizing the data and finding correlations, and then based on what is he might be showing intolerances to, we're experimenting, removing things, adding things. Like this is a process that is actually so doable for everyone. And then even with just like that's just a nutritional piece, and then on the herbalism side of things, it's like if you do find some sort of like your body has a hard time digesting. For example, we noticed that his body seems to have a hard time digesting fats. So like a really fat heavy meal, the fats weren't fully being digested. And so first of all, there's like my hypothesis on that is that it's because of his body is not being given enough time to prepare for digestion. Like he's like goes straight from work, because I'm cooking the food, so he goes straight from working on his computer straight into eating like within a minute to 2 minutes. Like he's not doing the cooking process, so his body is not priming itself for digestion. He's not really smelling the food because he's in a different room upstairs. He's not smelling the food, he's not seeing the food as it's being prepared, and so his body goes from like work mode straight into eating mode. His body is not like primed. The one of the things that digests fats is the bile. It emulsifies the fats, and the bile, I can't remember off the top of my head what organ secretes the bile, but when your body is being signaled that it's about to be eating food, it signals that organ to begin producing bile so that it can begin to emulsify the fats that come in. So my hypothesis is that he just isn't giving his body enough time to produce that bile, which is leading to incomplete fat digestion. So on one hand, it's like I'm going to be working on priming the digestive system beforehand, just maybe even just lifestyle thing, like maybe come downstairs for the last 15 minutes that I'm cooking so that you can be in the aromas and everything, because that will help you prime your body for digestion. But the other thing is just some digestive bitters, but I don't have that right now, so just giving like some warm lemon water, because the lemon juice, the taste of it, the chemicals of it, it also will start producing bile. But it's that concept. It's like there's always something that you can do, something that you can add into your life, or something that you can remove from your life that is going to relieve that disharmony, that is going to like create that congruency in your life again, that is going to align you with the path that you are innately meant to be moving on. And in the process of continuously doing this over your life, I honestly think that if you're committed to it, it won't take more than like a handful of years to literally harmonize everything in your life, like your health, your relationships, your self-worth, like anything that is causing you stress or dis-ease. I think if you're really committed, it won't take actually that long to identify what is out of alignment and then make the necessary changes to bring it back into alignment, which as a result will lead you into your personal heaven on earth. Because once you harmonize everything within yourself, your external reality will begin to reflect that harmony as well. And harmony, if I haven't defined it yet, or if you want to know my definition of harmony is just this concept where everything is working together. All of these energies from all of these different places, they come together and they weave together seamlessly. There's nothing like there's nothing it's not even hitting, it's like there's nothing bumping up against each other in ways that create cacophony or disorder. Everything weaves together and creates this like beauty, aesthetic beauty, felt beauty. Like beauty is literally an evidence of something being in harmony. So that's also why I prioritize beauty so much in all things, in my surroundings, and the way that I take care of myself. It's just a big value of mine because, again, what I was just saying, beauty is evidence of harmony being in a place. So that's it. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. I would love for you to join my email list for newsletters. It is the newest stream out of the Golden Age streams that I am cultivating. And the newsletters are very like pen pal letter styled, and I've only sent out one in the past few weeks. So they're not going to be sent out on any like consistent predetermined schedule. Just as the moment arises, they will be sent out. So that's in the description of this video. As well, I had paused my memberships, but I just recently opened the Golden Age Accelerator membership, which is currently $44 a month. And that membership is for visionary women who know deep down that they're here to help create the new earth, that the projects that are meant to be birthed through them, the humans that are meant to be birthed through them, they are all part of this harmonization process of the world, creating a world that, creating heaven on earth essentially. But I think the tagline I had written for Golden Age Accelerator was, this is for the women who are here to build the future they know humanity was meant to live. The humanity that, or the futures that, building the future that humanity was born for, that we are worthy of. And so there's more details on that in the description as well through the link. So if that calls to you, I would love to have you in there. That went through a big replenishing and evolution over the last month, 2 months. So I've just opened the doors again, so that's fun. And then lastly, just follow me on Instagram and Threads and Substack, where I post more frequently in between these like longer form videos. So that's everything. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.